You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Andy Smith.
I'm Tim Fulton.
And this is What Do You Got?
What do you got?
All right. In this episode, What Do You Got? We're actually going to do both of them on this one episode. Yes, sir. And Tim drew the lucky straw. He actually just said he was going first. But so Tim Topic's up first. What do you got, Tim?
So this topic is a little bit of a rant because things make me mad. But my topic is being misled. And I don't mean that in a generic sense. I mean that in a media sense. So, Andy, I sent you a picture. You viewers at home, I'm going to be making them pop up one at a time. Andy, take a look at that top picture for me real quick.
Okay, it shows a bunch of people sitting on what looks like a park. And there's, I don't know, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 12 people in the picture.
Yeah, that's a good estimate. Now take a look at that bottom picture.
Okay, give me a second. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what bothers me in the whole large scale thing. Here at the brodownpro.com, we like to do like the happiness thing, right? We like to do the good news segments. We like to see smiles on people's faces and all that other good stuff. And I'm painting with a huge broad brush right now.
Yeah, we can get pretty nasty sometimes, Tim. It'll make us out to be saints in case we go off the rails once in a while.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, go ahead.
But the media has made their livelihood off of scaring the shit out of people. We have all seen huge amounts of articles about people not social distancing and look at all these people on the beaches and all these other things. And yeah, a picture paints 1,000 words, but it's not always the correct words. Now, don't get me wrong. I am sure that people out there are misbehaving, and I'm sure people out there are behaving. My point being is that when we are constantly being told the worst, when we are constantly being told that things are absolutely horrendous, they cannot be good, things are going downhill so fast, it loses its edge. And I actually blame the media for this style of reporting for one of the reasons that people did not take this virus seriously to begin with. Because how many times over the past 10 years have we been told the world's about to end? And this is why.
Since we were kids, bro.
Since we were kids. Do you know what the year of the shark was?
Jaws.
That's actually a good one. But all right, so do you know what the year of the shark 2.0 was?
No, what do you mean?
So in 2001, we were just little youngins.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of news that summer. An election just happened, so there wasn't going on a lot in the political world, and there was really nothing happening in the world at large. So the news didn't really have a lot to report on. So they started reporting on deaths by shark. There is a Time magazine cover that actually claims to be the year of the shark. Now, this summer wasn't really in terms of sharks. I mean, we're talking like significantly statistically low amount of shark attacks, let alone like injury or deaths.
Okay.
But because they would not shut up about it, it got to the point where people were seriously contemplating making legislation about when we were allowed to swim in the oceans to prevent us from being harmed by the evil sharks. And it only stopped because of 9/11, in all seriousness.
Yeah. There's a crazy thing that's actually kind of like you ever hear of a term called the political truth?
I haven't heard that term.
It's basically there's two other terms, like an actual truth, a political truth, and something else. But the political truth is, and you could pretty much guess where it comes from. It's basically like if you can convince a large amount of people to believe something is true, it might as well be.
Yeah.
Because that means that people are taking it as truth. And that's the same thing with the like you said with the shark. Now, I have like very mixed and like I don't watch the news because of this reason, because I never know what I'm seeing is bullshit. And what I'm seeing is factual. I think Denzel Washington said it best when he said, if you don't watch the news, you're uninformed. But if you watch the news, you're misinformed.
Yeah.
Um, but that shark attack thing is perfect. And as soon as you said the part where they were going to make legislature to see when people could go in and out, that's where you kind of have to like draw the line on in most cases where like you start giving up freedom for security
Purely based off of random rhetoric. And we don't
Yeah.
like to get political on this show.
No,
but
not at all.
I don't think this is a left issue or a right issue. I think this is just a news fatigue, for lack of better words. Like when we're constantly hearing like the worst case scenario one after
Yeah.
the other, and so people are just tired. Like we don't take things seriously because how are we going to take everything seriously?
Well,
It's just
it's kind of crazy too because it's like we didn't take it seriously because it's always the worst of the worst. Because let's be honest, if there was a story about somebody that saved 5 puppies from a shelter on the news, or a story about 5 puppies being killed on the news, what one is going to get more attention?
yeah, and
It's always the bad.
It's always the bad, and you're 100% right about that. So
Yeah.
there's no easy answers. This is just me a little bit on a rant and a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, but I think that it's a good point with everything that's going on. It's because we're so used to like everything being like the whole like you can't believe what's on the news, but yet people still watch the news because it's the only way to kind of get information for a lot of people. But like you said, we were so used to getting the bad, no one took it seriously, and then what it ended up being kind like as serious as they were making it out to be in the beginning, now everyone's swinging back the other way where they're starting to go like this never happened. Like, oh, everything on the news is true. Like I'm sure you've had people like I heard that, they were doing this in New York and they told people that, you know what I mean? Like just they're starting to believe whatever they hear on the news as factual. It's like, guys, calm down. Just relax. Like I get it. It's scary, but we got to just come on.
And the news is getting worse about it. Like now, it's not bad enough out there right now as is, but things are taking a positive turn. We're on the downswing of the friggin' curve. Everyone already knows that this thing is bad, but they're still trying to like throw out as many negative things as possible.
Yeah.
You're seeing news articles like COVID is bad for your eyes, and this is why. Find out how. Like, all right, I get it. COVID is bad. It's trying to kill us. I don't need to know every nuance of every possibility of how this could possibly play. Badly,
it's horrible.
Stay home.
Yeah, it's horrible enough as it is by itself. You don't need to chalk it up.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to make it sound worse than it is. You just say what it is. That's bad enough. Exactly. And the other thing too is like a lot of those things like they're probably like they put it bothers me with the headlines when they make the headline or whatever where it's like almost like oh like COVID's bad for your eyes. Like they don't even know what this thing is really yet, but they're gonna know that it's bad for your like who did what on that? Like what guy is, you know what I mean? Like it's just so much over stimulus to your brain with the information, and they're just pumping it in like just a McDonald's cheeseburger line, just like pump them out, just keep feeding them, and it's too much, man. That's why I kind of stay away from it.
And you know what? That's exactly why everyone needs a break, and to every now and then go see some good news, starting with some good shit available at the BroDownPro.com and BroDown Pro YouTube page.
I like it.
All right, let's move on. What do you got for us, Andy? What do you got?
Okay, what do I got? I got Mike Tyson. What the fuck? Okay, so did you see that video? Or you sent it to me, but I tried sending it to you too.
Yeah.
So this is going to go into a different direction, but I need to talk about Mike motherfucking Tyson. Okay. Mike Tyson is an anomaly for a thousand different reasons, right? But to see somebody of that age go after he had been through what he had been through, and he still moves like a goddamn panther at that age after only probably a couple weeks of training. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to come back and do some exhibition fights where I'm just going to murk dudes for charity. I'm going to murder people for charity. That's what I'm going to do. And he looks like he's in way better shape than he just was like a couple months ago.
He does. He looked like he was in fantastic shape in that video.
He moves so fast.
So
He's
fast.
52, 54?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? What
Yeah.
the fuck? Like, can we just get a little bit of what he's got? I don't need the whole fucking cake. Just give me a slice of some of the genetics, bro. Like, just a piece?
Just a little, just like a little T chromosome.
Just a
here and
little
there.
bit. Okay, so, you
Just a
know,
tip.
just to talk about Mike Tyson, for this guy was almost 400 pounds at one point.
Really? When was that?
This is in like the mid to late 2000s.
Damn,
Like-
bro, I didn't know that.
Like 2008 to 2012, 15, he got up to 390 pounds, I think,
Oh, big
at
boy.
5'10".
Oh, big boy.
Okay? So, and now he's moving like that because he tried for a couple weeks. Like, the dude's a savage, right? Like,
Just 2 weeks, bro.
the other thing I have to keep in mind is that when people ask him, like, do you train? Do you do this? He always says, like, no, because he doesn't want to awaken the demons and stuff. But at the same time, like, if you ask Mike, like, did you do a workout today? He'd probably be like, no, not really. I just ran 27 miles and did 1,000 sit-ups. You're like, oh, me
Okay.
too. Me too.
Yeah,
Um,
dude. His caliber is so high that like what he does now is not what he thinks is a workout. It's exactly like you're saying. Like,
Yeah. Most people probably can't even understand what it would take to go through a training camp of one of his back in the, like, they wouldn't even understand it.
Yeah.
Like the difficulty. But enough about Mike Tyson. Let's get off his dick for a second. So what this made me think of was something that I always get in a conversation with about. Might have even done one of these with you on here before, but obviously Mike Tyson included. You can pick him, but we know you're going to pick him. What professional athlete from this era or any era of any sport would you like to bring back, and either you can make him go to another sport and try that out, or you can make him play the same sport but in today's standards?
oh,
Right?
Ah.
You can have, this is just an open discussion. I'm not going to be that guy that's pinning you down to one.
You're like, oh no, that's the wrong answer.
Yeah, nope, sorry.
You know who I would want to see? And it's funny because I'm not big into this sport. Michael Jordan come back.
I was just going to say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I don't watch basketball. I'm fascinated by it, especially because it is super fast paced, but it just never really hit me. But everyone is constantly talking about Jordan versus LeBron. Jordan versus LeBron. Who's better? Who was better when? Is the game just different now? I would love to see Michael Jordan come back and actually like play a season or two with LeBron in the league, and then we can actually talk stats and like talk about it realistically.
Yeah,
I think that would be a fucking awesome mashup.
what you would have to do, I think, would
Heroin.
be heroin. Lots of heroin in your eyes.
Then
So-
we can imagine it.
What I think you would have to do, though, was you'd have to do both. You would have to take Michael Jordan in today's game, play against LeBron with their respective teams from the time, and then play back in that day in the 90s during those rule sets.
That's fair.
Because
fair.
you'd have to get them each in their element, because the game is played a lot differently.
That's true.
Every 10 years or whatever, the game changes. And I think that the reason, like, Michael Jordan is one of the greatest athletes of all time. Any sport, I don't give a shit what it is. Artie Lang had an old joke where he said, if Michael Jordan was on the Titanic, it would have never sank. Like, that's how much of an extreme winner he is.
Yeah.
Another one, I would like to see Mike Tyson as a 15-year-old kid. I'm not even going to go back any further than 15. 15-year-old kid, just train him in MMA and let's see how he does. Just teach him how to sprawl.
Just teach him how to sprawl.
Yeah,
Dude,
just
that's
don't get
actually
taken
perfect.
down and just watch the madness.
That would be scary.
What other ones? Do you have any other ones that you can think of?
I have a pretty good one actually.
What's that?
Him Tebow.
Okay.
Throw him back like 30 or 40 years. Give him a chance.
And just take a shitty player and send him back so he does
Dude,
okay.
You know what? Tim Tebow is a top tier athlete, and I don't give a
I don't know
shit.
anything about it. I just know that people talk ridiculous levels of shit about him.
That's because he got, you know what? He's a pretty boy. He got super famous because he was drafted real fast. He went to the Jets, who had a terrible quarterback to begin
And he's
with.
not bad looking, so that didn't help. That didn't hurt.
No, he's fucking hot as fuck.
Yeah.
And that was his problem. So he got really popular, and then it ended up he wasn't the best. So they threw him out. No one wanted him because he was expensive, because he draw ticket sales. You couldn't play him. So he's playing AAA baseball semi successfully, and he does a lot of like commentating and stuff. But everything said and done, he's still a top tier athlete. If this was 20 or 30 years ago, I think we would be having a much different conversation about the guy. And I think he would be one of like the top. I truly don't think he was given enough time to actually play. And then at this point, he's too old. So give Tim Tebow a chance. A 22-year-old Tim Tebow in 1980, and he would fucking take home the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think you're take home the Super Bowl. I think you're right in that assessment. I think the athletes today would do very well going back just because of the physical attributes that we kind of chew down.
Yeah. We have so much science now.
Well, back in the day, you look at just football alone, like linemen were like 240, 260. Yeah. Now it's like 330 and like in shape 330, some of them.
A beefy 330. Like, yeah. Not fat.
But back in the day, I'd say most of them were like tough, just crazy people.
Yeah.
Like, because they didn't get paid as much and they're just doing that for a living. And there's no like, oh, I hurt my knee. Well, I guess you have a hurt knee now. Like, that just hurts from now on. That's good luck with that.
What about you? You got any others?
I have one. Remember Bo Jackson?
By name.
Okay, Bo Jackson is one of those dudes who could play multiple sports just as well. Like football, baseball, like could just crush it. Like just once in 100-year athlete. And it's fucked up because he got his hip dislocated in a freak accident when he was playing for the Raiders. And it ended his career.
Ooh.
Like he got hit just a really weird way, and I think it broke his hip or it twisted it out of the socket, and he couldn't use it anymore. So it would basically be like it'd be like if we found out how good Michael Jordan was 3 years into his career, and then he got injured and never played.
Yeah, I see your point there, bud.
You know,
that kind of sucks. That sucks real bad.
I would like to have just seen the rest of his career,
or a chance, yeah,
or see him. You know, I want to see most guys do MMA. I would like to see it anyway, but I would just have liked to have him have been able to just play out his career instead of having to deal with that injury so young and fresh in the beginning. You know.
You know what? To round this out, I have one good one, and I'll even throw him into the MMA ring for you.
Okay.
Kurt Angle.
Ooh, you want it, dude.
Dude, you know what? He's an Olympic gold medalist. He was at the top of his sport when MMA still wasn't it was a thing, but not like it is now.
No.
And he chose a fun and monetarily speaking more successful route. But he was an Olympic gold medalist for wrestling. Dude could hold his own.
Dude, let me tell you something right now. Those wrestlers, those professional wrestlers are fucking hard workers. They work their balls off.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking like safe sport at all. Between like getting addicted to painkillers because of injuries and like break it. Dude, just like it's just a hard sport. It doesn't get as much credit for the athletic ability that it takes to do that shit.
No, he's still used to going into the gym every freaking day because the dude still has the body of like a fucking 25-year-old.
He slowed down a lot, but he actually broke his fucking neck in college and wrestled with it. With a broken neck for like several weeks or months.
For some reason, my back hurts just by saying that.
Yeah, like he was going to the chiropractor and they were cracking his neck with a broken neck.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Like, excuse me? What did you say?
I stubbed my toe and I'm like, I'm out. I got home from work today.
Yeah, Olympic gold medalist, dude. Like the work ethic that you need to get there is second to none. So that's a good pick. That's a really good pick.
I
Yeah.
bring my A game to this.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Any last thoughts?
That's it, man. For some awesome workout gear or just stuff to go to anywhere, the bar, go to brodownpro.com. Check out some stuff that we got. We got t-shirts, drawstring bags, hoodies, sweatshirts, a whole bunch of other stuff. Anything you got, Tim?
Nothing. Just we will catch you guys next time.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day.